is very much about being just blatantly honest. And it's like, really? Did you really have to say that? You know? So, I mean, we preach to them about being honest, and then when they are, it's like, did you really have to go there? But it is funny how that is sometimes.
Well, when you came to America, because from Scotland, how old were you? Because I don't hear any accent whatsoever.
Oh, gosh. You'll hear it when I'm tired or annoyed or I've had some champagne. Yeah, it was actually 6 years ago. So, which is why sometimes it trickles in, and I'm the Mick Yankee.
Oh, my gosh. I would think you had been here a lot longer than that.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Well, I don't know. I've always been very influenced by where I am in the world and my friends. And, you know, I would go to France skiing for 2 weeks and come back with a twang, and everyone thought it was really pretentious, including me. I'm like, why am I, like, speaking like this? This is not how I speak. Like, terrible. And then, like, I start to laugh the way my friends do. Like, I take on their intonations, and it's just weird. I don't know why that is. But it's always been very easy for me to pick up accents, and you know, as a host, you have to broadcast to make sure you're well understood, so it's just easier for me to transition instead of having subtitles.
So by the time we're off the phone, you'll be talking like Dawn then, right?
Actually, I love, like, the Southern. I totally could get into that.
Pam harasses me. She harasses me all the time.
I love it.
She harasses me, and I think she's just jealous. She just really, and she really tries to do the whole Southern, and I'm like, no, just
you keep with your Gone with the Wind fabulosity. You keep that.
Thank you.
Now, of all the places that you've traveled to, which was your favorite place?
Oh, gosh, do you mean for work or for pleasure?
Either or.
Then my number one favorite place in the world that I've been so far is Bora Bora. The St. Regis in Bora Bora is just one of the most amazing places in the world. It's built on a lagoon, so all the rooms are villas on the water. And then you have a pool on your deck, and you jump from that pool into the lagoon pool, which is turquoise and completely clear and completely still because the ocean breaks out at sea. So it's like nature's biggest swimming pool. It's so stunning. And it has this beautiful mountain backdrop, and the people are so nice. And, oh, my gosh, I'm obsessed with it. The first time I was introduced to it was in the movie Couples Retreat, and the studio had the junket there. Definitely one of the more glamorous places to have a movie junket, and I've been going there ever since, and I just love it.
Well, I'm jealous.
I'm jealous talking about it, too. I wish I was there. Every time I leave, I cry. I mean, like, literally like a 5-year-old. I cry the day before I leave because I know I have to leave. I cry on the morning of. I cry on the little plane from Bora Bora to Tahiti. I cry on the big plane back to LA. I cry the day I come back. Like, just love it. I totally understand why, like, Marlon Brando moved there. It's just so amazing.
Well, we know where you're going to end up with when you retire.
Exactly.
Yeah, but there's no hospital in the island. So if you have a heart attack, you die. I mean, you live amazingly well, but there's a couple of slight problems with it.
Well, I think you need to marry a doctor.
That's not a bad idea, or maybe several, because you want the doctor for the little cosmetic tune-ups, and then you want the doctor for your health. Many kinds of doctors. I could be like a reverse Mormon and be a girl with just tons of male husbands that are all doctors and live in Bora Bora.
That's right. Or you could just marry one doctor that specialized in a couple different things. That might work.
Does such a man exist? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Callers, if there was one out there, feel free to call in now.
So very true.
Now, where have you not gone that you want to go?
There's two places I really would love to go. I've never been to Egypt, and I'm obsessed with ancient Egypt. Of course, I feel like I am Cleopatra reincarnated.
That's a good thing.
So
she was a strong
really
woman and a beautiful woman.
Yes, she is, or was. I cannot actually wait to see Angelina Jolie play her in the new movie. I hear that Ang Lee might be directing it, which would be incredible. I don't know if you've seen Life of Pi, but such a beautiful
film. I've
film.
heard it's fantastic.
So good. I think they'd be a great combination. I'd love to visit Egypt, and I've never been to Asia. I've never been to Hong Kong or Tokyo or Singapore, like any of that region, so I would love to go.
Do you speak any other language or just English and Scottish?
Français, un petit peu, but it used to be so much better. Just like my piano, it has gone hideously downhill since I moved to the States. So please don't start conversing with me in it on the radio. Yeah.
You're just lucky I don't know it.
I am lucky. I rarely say that, but yes, that is good.
Oh, my gosh. One of these days, I mean, I tried learning Spanish. I've taken some classes. I've taken some classes for Italian, but I just don't have the right tongue to go with that because I can't roll my R's, and I just sound ridiculous when I try to speak it.
Oh, really? Let's hear. Come on.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. I'll say hola.
You walked
That's
into
about
that
it.
one.
Hola and gracias.
Hola, I was about you were like, yeah, I'm not going to go there either. No. I would love to be able to speak Spanish. It's one of my favorite languages. I love just all the Latin languages. I love Italian, and someone said, what is it? You're romantic in French, you argue in Italian, and you swear in German.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can swear in Spanish. That's about as far as it goes. I can't swear in German.
Am I allowed to swear on the radio just because it's in a foreign language and therefore it's not actually swearing?
Yeah, that's what you've convinced yourself.
Yes. And I just did it, but
and maybe even
people thought I was sneezing. Okay.
Now, what do you do if you have downtime? What are your hobbies or things that you like to do?
My hobbies are really tied into my job. I think part of doing what you love is it kind of consumes your whole life. So I love to watch films, although that's part of my job. I'm really interested in, of course, fashion, so I love, shopping and going to showrooms and picking things out for shoots. I love doing the spa, which is also part of what I do, and I really love to travel and to spend time with my friends and have fun and be silly.
Yeah.
Silly is the key to life. It's essential.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with you there.
Now, are you a hoarder of shoes? Like to buy
that is a very direct question. We've only known each other, 20 minutes?
Well, I could tell you I am.
Yeah, well, obviously, you're projecting it on me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shoes, I'm more into handbags. I love handbags. I tend to ruin shoes. I don't know why. I'm just really, really rough on shoes. I think it's because you have to stand in them for about 8 hours. And, I like my comfortable little ballet flats, but handbags I'm obsessed with. I think you can go around with wearing virtually anything and just have a really good handbag and still feel really good.
Who's your favorite designer?
For handbags?
Mhm.
Oh gosh, I think it just depends on the style. Right now I love Goyard because they're so light. You have all these handbags that have this heavy hardware, and it just weighs you down, and you end up having to, I really should sue Marc Jacobs for my massage bills because I have such a sore shoulder from those Stam bags of his with those heavy chains. I've
got a few handbags with chains, so I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. I love Fendi because they tend to have an old world quality about them, and the craftsmanship is so amazing. So I do love Fendi, and then of course Chanel. I love my little Chanel. And they have chains, but they're smaller. They're not the really heavy kind. So Chanel gets a pass.
And how about your gorgeous, gorgeous dress at the Golden Globes? Who was that by?
Thank you. That was actually by Sherry Hill. I had like a very last-minute crisis with that. I had no dress. I was going to wear a shorter Marchesa dress, but I wore it to an event the night before, so I happened to be filming.
That twice.
No. I happened to be filming, because here's what happens. You borrow and pull dresses from showrooms, and you work with stylists and wardrobe designers to do that, but during award season, all the showrooms are rated and all the stylists are hoarding all these different options, so it's just really hard to find a really good dress. And I happened to be filming in a gifting suite the day before, and Sherry Hill was one of the designers who had all these stunning dresses in the suite, and I was like, oh my God, and I saw that one and just got really lucky. And then in the same suite, Dana and Afisi jewels were there, and they were just so perfect and simple with it that it all kind of went together. And the hair was basically a donut with, not Krispy Kreme, like a net donut with my hair wrapped around it. So it was literally thrown together at the last minute.
Oh, wow.
You'd never guess it. And, I mean, I've seen you in how many of the celebrity newspaper items like online. You're in there, and there was one that said who looked better for the Golden Globes, and you were a choice with a couple different people, and off the top of my head I cannot remember, but in all honesty I chose you because I thought you looked better than they did.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's such a lovely compliment. I really appreciate it.
That dress, you looked so beautiful, and your hair and the dress was gorgeous. It was one of the prettiest
thank
ones.
you. Well, all Sherry Hill, lots of love to her. She's really talented and really sweet. So all her dresses are beautiful.
Yeah. Well, good. Now, hopefully, all the listeners listening, if you want something for a party, go and buy Sherry.
She does party and prom dresses too, and she's not unaffordable. It's not like a Marchesa or one that's more of an aspirational dress, and that's kind of what I liked about it too.
Yeah. I have a friend in California, and that's her favorite designer, Marchesa. So I've seen her in a lot of great dresses.
They're stunning. The craftsmanship is beautiful.
Yeah, and very jealous of her.
Yeah. I can imagine why. I do love Marchesa too.
Yeah.
I just like I like very glamorous, very, sort of James Bond girl style dresses. I tend not to go towards fashion trends, but I tend to err towards what is flattering, what looks, flattering on camera, and what makes me feel like a sort of character in a way.
Yeah. Now, what do you think of all these really super high slits on these dresses lately?
I mean, look, a high slit is better than the horrible see-through trend where you have like see-through material or see-through lace, and then you see the underwear. And it's like, what is that? I saw a couple of those on the carpet, and I was like, what is going on? This isn't the Grammys. And even then, it's not okay.
Yeah. Did they not look in the mirror after they got dressed, or what? You have to think that.
I want their mirror because clearly it's making them feel good about things that are not. And I would like that mirror. I might hunt that mirror down.
Just like the rose-colored glasses.
Feel better. Yeah, exactly. The high slits. I don't mind it. It's been done by Versace since the kind of Liz Hurley days in the 90s. I think it's just a question of the placement of the slits. And then, you don't really want to be sticking your leg out of it like the Oscars. It's just about a sort of more subtle version, I think.
Well, I think I've never seen anybody sit in those dresses because you always see them standing, but when they sit down, that slit is just like right there. So I would imagine there's a lot of folding over of the dress to keep that closed.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, and you certainly cannot wear Spanx under that dress.
No.
There's nothing worse than showing a Spanx. I once wore this purple dress for the Prism Awards, and it had a slit, but it wasn't that high a slit until, and it was a very bodycon dress until I sat down and noticed, you could